Operation Citadel has begun, Herr General. For months we waited to marshal our forces. Still longer we waited for new Tiger and Panzer tanks. Now, finally, the time has come to strike. Execute a pincer movement on the Soviet bulge that exists between Orel in the north and Kharkov in the south. Smash the Soviet defenses and occupy the central city of Kursk, along with your other objectives. Our enemies grow stronger by the day, so you must strike quickly. Be prepared for in-depth resistance and armored counterattacks from the Soviets. This battle may prove to be the most testing yet. Ensure my trust in you is not misplaced.
Hello and welcome back to Panzer Corps and Operation Citadel. This time we are testing our skills against Rommel difficulty. We are still in our deployment phase, so I can show all the upgrades and the positioning. There's a lot to do because we more or less jumped ahead a year. So let's quickly go through this. We will buy elite replacements for all of our units first, because it's a good idea to do that before you do everything else every time. Because when you're upgrading, the upgraded unit normally is more expensive, and when you do the replacements then it will cost more prestige. So we'll get all of our units back to 10 at least. Yeah, max out the artillery. Yeah, the fighters can stay as they are. Yeah, and then let's take a look at the upgrade options we have. We have new infantry types available. The main difference is the hard attack of the new infantry types is very much increased, as well as initiative. So those are less likely to take damage in infantry combat. And yeah, they are a little bit stronger against tanks, but that hardly does matter, because when you send those against a KV tank, they will simply die in the open at least. But it's very useful if you can catch a tank in the woods, for example, or on a hill, or even in a city. Yeah, so we will upgrade those. But because our prestige is very limited, so we will not buy overstrengths for our units. We'll simply upgrade all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. This one has a movement bonus, so we can upgrade them to grenadiers actually. And now we have to think about what we are going to do with those units. This one we will use basically the same strategy we used at Guderian difficulty. So we'll need one infantry unit to capture this city, and this will be a job for this special infantry here. So we will buy overstrengths for them. And I want a unit that can quickly break through here to make sure we can take this objective on turn 1 for sure. So we will buy overstrengths for... Yeah, I think we will do it on the Gebirgsjäger because it's the cheapest unit. It has no transports attached to them, so overstrengths is cheaper for them. And yeah, it doesn't matter on the first turn, we can position them here, they can go to here and attack the city, so we can do that. We will leave alone the tanks for now, because this will be the most difficult decision. Because we can spend a lot of prestige on new tanks. And yeah, that's where we're kind of like in the historic situation. We'll talk about that in a minute, I guess, once we're deployed. I want the new scouts because those are really much stronger. I will definitely keep the Stugs. Don't want to invest 600 prestige in an elephant. That's slow as hell. So we'll upgrade to the new Stug version. That's much cheaper. We will keep the artillery as is. Yeah, we will strengthen our Stug. Maybe it has more luck as a Brombeer. This is a cheap upgrade path, but still a big investment actually. And we will buff our Wolframen as well. And now we have already spent a lot of prestige. I think I will keep the planes as they are. I hope I can demolish the Russian Air Force in the first turn by trapping them. Yeah, if not, this will be an interesting fight because the newer Russian planes are, yeah, not that easy to deal with. But for sure we can buy the newest Stuka versions, and we'll go for the ME 410. This is a cheap upgrade path as well. We can go for the newer Junkers. Yeah, it's a little bit strong against hard targets, but otherwise it's more or less the same. But I think, yeah, I'm not even sure if this investment is worth it. No, actually we will keep them as they are. We'll mostly send them against infantry and cities, so the better hard attack on this soft attack on this version actually is helpful. So we'll stay with the old ones. Yeah, now we have still a lot of prestige left. And now we can take a look at the tanks. We will for sure upgrade this one because the Panzer III is, yeah, in 1943 is completely outdated. We have no use for this one. And the question is, do we go for the Panther or the Tiger? The Panther, yeah, it has less ground defense but higher attack. And yeah, the Tiger, yeah, it can tank a lot more, so it's very unlikely to get losses with the Tiger. The Panther can take hits, so, but it's cheaper. So I'm not really sure what's better here. Another thing is this one can be upgraded to the version A, I think. So there's a lot going for the Panther, and since the Tiger has no upgrade path to the Tiger II, at least no cheap one, there's little use for those. And unfortunately, I don't have any movement heroes on my tanks. Otherwise, I could... Yeah, you want to upgrade those with movement heroes on them to Tiger IIs. And maybe keep some of your Tiger Is or Panthers around if you have prestige issues like we have. So, yeah, basically it doesn't matter which we improve. But I think we're going for the Panther here. And this one as well. We don't need a heavy tank down here, and we don't need one here. I think the Air Force can deal with the opposition here. We will send a Panzer IV this way, and I think 3 heavy tanks should be enough to clear the way in combination with the Elephant. So I'm not sure if I'm going to upgrade 3 or 4 of those, but we will for sure do this one. And we have 2 left. Yeah, I think we're going to be a little, well, actually I'm not sure. I think we're going to play it more greedy, and the Panzer IV-H is actually not that bad. So we will go with those. So we have 3 of those, and now we have some prestige reserve. I want to save some of that for the US scenarios, and there's another benefit to it. If we don't upgrade that much, our unit composition is cheaper, and we're not getting hit that much by the soft cap. So this will net a lot of prestige, hopefully. Yeah, and so for the deployment, I've talked about the deployment in the Guderian mission a lot. So if you're interested in that, just go there and watch the explanation there. I will just do the deployment here and talk a little bit more about the historic background of this battle, which is quite interesting. And yeah, I'm just doing the layout here. Yeah, so this battle more or less was a last attempt to regain initiative on the Eastern Front. And yeah, a lot has been discussed about this campaign. If it was even possible to win, or if it has already been lost at this part. But yeah, I don't think we can decide that, but as always, there have been a lot of questionable decisions. For example, the generals strongly advised for rushing this one, but Hitler absolutely wanted to wait for the new tanks, the Tigers and the Panzers, to arrive. And yeah, that surely was helpful, but I think it was Manstein especially insisted that he could do it without them, and the time was more of an issue than having stronger tanks, and it turned out that he definitely had a point there. Well, we have to do this right in order not to block ourselves. But I think we can go like this. Yeah, because yeah, the main issue was that the Russians had a lot of time to prepare for this one, because they knew they were going to get attacked. Well, not much space here. And we can buy another unit. I think we will go with another Wolframen. Yeah, they had a lot of time to prepare because they knew what was coming. The Enigma code was broken at this time, so the Russians got informations from... Well, I will do the deployment first and then I will talk. That's a little bit too much to do. I think we'll use the Brumbeer in the north. And maybe deploy a second tank down here. We will certainly use the Stokes here. And we will deploy more infantry down. Yeah, I'm not sure where to put this one. Maybe we can break them in the first turn. Let's see. We will need a level bomber in the north. We need the second Stuka down there. Three fighters. We will need a strong fighter here. Yeah, I think we will do it like this. So that should be the deployment. Yeah, hope that is the right way to do it. Let's immediately start into the mission. Yeah, and we have cloudy weather. That's bad news. I hope we can break through the defenses here and here. And yeah, so the Russians actually got information about the impending German attack, so they could transform this whole area more or less into a death trap for the Germans, and they concentrated a lot of troops here and fortified it. Yeah, and that's not working out too great because of the bad weather, because of the cloudy weather. So there were enormous amounts of entrenchments and anti-tank guns and mines. So yeah, it was really not possible. Several thousand tanks and artillery pieces. So the Germans actually made good progress, but when you listen at interviews, they were absolutely demoralized after some time, because the Russians seem to simply don't stop coming. Yeah, we have to break through here on the first turn, I think. And I want to break through here on the first turn as well. So that's why I'm a little bit stressed here actually. Yeah, that worked out. So now the path is clear. And moreover, we have cleared out the vision of the Russian units. And sorry, sometimes I get a little bit distracted by the game. So what you want to do here is concentrate all your forces on this single point of entry. Why that's the bad thing, I've explained on the Guderian video at length. So go there. And I'm not going to repeat that in this video. And we want to clear out this one as well in order to reduce vision and for our ability to trap their planes, their attacking planes. Yeah, and we absolutely do want to build up a defensive screen here in order not to get counterattacked. Yeah, and I think it's a good idea. Yeah, we'll block them like this because now we are able to advance our artillery already. Unfortunately not this one. And those are going to be our rear guard. And now let's see what we can do on this front. Maybe we are able to break through. We have more time on Manstein. Not on Manstein, on Rommel, so we might be able to do something here. Yeah, that was a big hit. Fortunately, I cannot finish them off. And I might even send a support stock in this direction in order to deal with the T-34s that are definitely going to support the attack down there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We are going to slowly advance. We have more time here. So what I was going to talk, yeah, the whole thing was a death trap, and the Germans had the advantage concerning the quality of their equipment, but yeah, the Russian tanks simply kept coming. There were countless T-34s, and at the height of the battle, the Allies actually attacked at Sicily, so Hitler was a little bit panicked, and yeah, he began to withdraw forces from the height of the fight. That, yeah, maybe was a bad idea. as many historians pointed out, and especially that the generals claimed that it was the breaking factor. And yeah, let's see. We should be out of vision range here, so if they attack one of those, we should trap them. And just to make sure, we will send in a second one. Yeah, maybe like this. Yeah, so at the height of the battles, a lot of forces were withdrawn. And yeah, they didn't reach the Western Front in time, but they were missed here, obviously. So, yeah. Hard to say if this battle was winnable or not in a historic context. And even it would have been won, it's very hard to say if it would have made any differences in the long run. Most likely not. But yeah, it's hard to say. And yeah, now we can think about what's the most likely unit they're going to attack. And maybe we should try not to reveal any fighters. So this one is out of vision range here. This one as well, it guards the artillery that is in range. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't put the Flampanzer to the front. This would have been a very nice target for them. So I'm not sure if they're going to attack here, but we will send a protective plane just to make sure. Yeah, maybe we can still do it. No, we can't. But maybe we will offer them this Stuka, they can see it, and we will double protect it. Yeah, so let's hope that works out. So for the rest, we're going to advance here. I'm not sure if it's worth attacking this one, because we can finish off this one in the next turn. I did it on Guderian, but we were in a hurry there, so I think we're going to stay like this. And here we're going to assume a more defensive position as well. Yeah, that was bad RNG. Yeah, and I think that's it. All our units should have moved, at least all that matter. Yeah, first unit trapped. Second one trapped. Next one trapped. Next one. Yeah, and it's already clear that the Fokker Wolf is much stronger than the ME 109. So we will have a hard time dealing with the enemy Luftwaffe actually. We couldn't reduce them as much as I would have liked to do it. But this have been terrible RNGs actually. If you take a look, we have excellent odds here, and we should have even better ones in surprise attacks, but obviously that didn't happen. So yeah. Let's use the good weather to get some work done here. Yeah, and we're not really able to crush them like I would like to do it. But, well, that's not too bad, I guess. Yeah, let's wait with this one. Yeah, that's not worth it, so we'll simply guard here. Yeah, now let's try to deal with the enemy fighters. Yeah, one down. And yeah, it's no problem if those do escape for now. Because we can catch them at the airfields rather easily. And I think we will use the level bomber here. And we're in. Yeah, big hit on the Katyusha. That's important. And we'll transfer one of our fighters to the north already. So let's see what we can do here. We didn't get counterattacked, strangely enough. So where is my level bomber? Yeah, attack +3 for the Flampanzer. Won't complain about that. So we want to stay out of vision range of the enemy. So, and maybe we can already catch them. Well, let's see, maybe they're going to counterattack here. Wow, that was a big hit, 7 damage. None taken. Yeah, now the way is clear. And there's no enemy spotting left on this side. Yeah, we are trying to quickly advance to the south and yeah, not to expose ourselves. So I think we have a good layout here. Heavy tanks in the front. And maybe we can catch retreating enemies here. So we might be able to intercept this one. And if it goes this way, we will intercept. Yeah, maybe we'll intercept this one like this. So let's hope that's what's going to happen. And hopefully we can clear this trench right now. Nope. Nope. Yeah, so let's take a look in the south. I think we've done everything here already. So that should already finish our turn. So we'll make a short break and we'll be back with the Russian turn. See you then. Bye.